Hi there, if you're new around here, this is the monthly update video I make where I go through all my income, expenses, and my struggles and accomplishments as an up-and-coming YouTuber. I'm on a mission right now to be able to quit my day job, escape the corporate world, and be a full-time creator. This is the video where I share my progress on that mission. Now, if you have any questions I don't answer in this video, just email me or leave a comment down below. I am trying my best to be as transparent as I can, and I'm more than happy to talk to you about anything specific that I don't talk about in the video itself. The way I structure this is first I'll be talking about my income and expenses for the past month. In this case, we'll be talking about February 2022. After that, I'll be talking about my analytics and metrics across all the major platforms that I'm on. And then lastly, I'll be sharing my struggles as well as some accomplishments for the past month. Let's jump right into it. Firstly, I want to talk about my income and expenses. Most people find this the most interesting, so I'll talk about this first. Right now, I'm still a very small creator in the grand scheme of things. My income for last month totaled a complete whopping amount of $367. Not too much, but let me explain how that was broken down. I gained $22 from affiliate income, things like Amazon links and things like that. Then I also gained $21 from product sales after some fees and whatnot. That is right now only my book club community, which I'm selling as a membership one-time fee. So that was all through that one category. I do see this hopefully growing over time as I promote the book club more and as it grows. And then also I'll be including more products down the road, more on that in a little bit. And then lastly, I gained $323 in YouTube AdSense. Obviously, that is the biggest chunk of money. My goal is for this to change. I really want my personal product sales to exceed the YouTube AdSense, but that will take some time. I also have to start building some products that people are actually interested in and that'll be valuable people to buy, but I do think I'm on the right track there. I'll be talking more about that in a little bit. Next, we have my expenses, which totaled to be $202, which I spent last month. Let me break that down as well. The first category I have is my fixed monthly subscriptions. This is just over $100 every month. This includes things like subscriptions for my email service or other tools that I use like TubeBuddy for the YouTube dashboard, things like that. Really, I can't get around this. These are the fixed costs I have to have every single month. And then secondly, we have video editing. I outsource all my editing, and right now I spent $250 last month on video editing expenses. This is usually the biggest category of expense, pending any major purchases I make. Next up, we have purchases. Now, I actually gained money in purchases because I made a few returns and I got some money back, which is over $100, almost $200 in returns, which I really appreciate. That actually helped offset some of my expenses. The other categories I have though is gear and tech. I spent $0 in this category. I did not invest any money in new gear last month. And then we have a few more things over here. Miscellaneous expenses totaled $15. And then also I paid myself a $1 salary. That $1 is more symbolic than anything else. I don't really need a $1 salary, but I'm reminding myself that the goal is to pay myself and be able to make this my full-time job. So paying myself and transferring money from my YouTube account to my personal account is that symbolic gesture of me being able to get there. I actually think I'm going to be increasing this in the coming months to make it even more motivating. My net profit for the month, when you subtract expenses from revenue, ends up being about $165. Not too bad of a month for a new creator like me. My expenses are below my revenue, which is always a good thing. I am making a profit. Moving on, I want to talk now about some of my metrics. Let me talk about YouTube metrics first. The first one is obviously YouTube subscribers. Now, last month I gained 391 new subscribers to the channel. This is actually quite a big decrease from previous months. I was gaining 500, 600, 900, even 1,000 subscribers in the previous months to February. I'll be talking more about my slowdown in growth in a little bit, but I also want to talk about my views for past month, which was 76,000 views, which is also a decrease. The previous month I had over 100,000 views. So obviously YouTube metrics are going down. The main reason why is because I've only been posting one video a week. I'll be talking more about that later, but that is definitely the cause of it. I do intend for this to bounce back very, very soon. Next up, I want to talk about my email newsletter. If you don't already know about my newsletter, I strongly recommend you subscribe to that, especially if you're watching this video, because I share more behind the scenes on a weekly basis rather than a monthly basis. So if you're interested in this behind the scenes stuff, you'll probably enjoy the newsletter too. Last month, I gained 27 new newsletter subscribers. We're at a total of 477 subscribers right now, which is really, really cool. I am getting some more subscribers almost every day, which is kind of nice, but I'm not really promoting it as much, so my subscribers have been pretty stagnant there. What I'm trying to focus on is the content in the newsletters. I'm trying my best to reorganize it, make it as clean and as valuable as I possibly can. I actually just bought a book called Newsletter Ninja. I am learning so much about newsletters, and I have some ideas for changing up the formatting of it as well as the sign-up process. I've been playing around with that as well. My goal is to make a solid foundation for the newsletter. It's really, really important. I want to make sure people subscribe there because it's the only platform where I really own the subscribers there. No one can take that away from me. So I'm putting some energy into there now. So the foundation is set. Long term, I don't have to worry about it. If I get it right now, people will subscribe and all of it will be automated. Definitely well worth the time investment right now. The last platform I want to talk about is Twitter. Now, Twitter is something I've been doing on the side. At the beginning of the year, I had this very ambitious goal to really take it seriously, but I'm just sticking with very simple tweets. My goal is to tweet one thing every single day, and then hopefully I'll get to the point where I can tweet a thread once a week. But I'm not worried too much about the thread. Right now, my only goal is to tweet something small every little day, something small every day. And I'm doing that right now pretty well, but I'm not seeing the growth I would like on Twitter. I got 22 new followers on Twitter, which is not bad at all. I'm very grateful for it, and I'm doing very little work in terms of managing my Twitter account. I just log in once a week and schedule a week's worth of content. Then I check it throughout the week, responding to the comments I get. And I really enjoy it, but I really want to spend more time on Twitter. I think it's a platform that I am not utilizing to its full potential. We'll see how that goes. YouTube is my primary focus. Twitter is on the side, so I'm not trying to spend as much time on it right now, but we'll see how that goes in the future. Next, I want to talk about my struggles and accomplishments. And the first thing really is about my newsletter and Twitter. As I was saying, both of those things have been really distracting me from YouTube. YouTube is my primary pillar content, and I think for the past couple of months, I've really stepped away from it, more so than I should have. I do agree with my strategy right now, stepping away from 2 videos a week. I think that was really stressing me out. My mental health was being impacted quite a bit, but I really do think I was being distracted by this shiny new object syndrome. I was learning a lot more about newsletters and Twitter, and I don't think I need to be focusing on that as much as I am. I want to get back into really doubling down on my YouTube videos, because if my YouTube channel grows, everything else will be positively impacted. And that's the thing. When you're working on a project for a long period of time like YouTube, I've been posting videos on YouTube every single week for the past 2 years now. It gets to the point where you get a little bored of doing the same thing every single week. And I love my YouTube content. I love interacting with people on YouTube, and my channel has been such a blessing. And I think I just needed to spend some time doing some other things like the book club I started, really focusing on Twitter and my newsletter. That was all fun, and I think I have a good foundation set now on where my priorities should be. I'm gonna get back into YouTube, but I'm gonna try doing it in a more professional and streamlined way, where I can do it in a more sustainable way, where there's not as much guessing work to be done on which videos to make. I'm gonna make a more streamlined format where I can create a video, repurpose it for a Twitter thread, maybe even talk about it in a newsletter, really have a streamlined workflow where one thing could be used multiple times across all my platforms. Putting distractions and prioritization aside, last month was also a very big month in terms of my project to self-publish my first book. Now, I've been making really good progress in writing a book called Supercharge Your Reading. It's the first time I'm saying that on YouTube. It'll be coming out soon. If you're watching this, you're one of the first people to know about it. I think I'll be done with it by the end of March, probably releasing it in April. That's my rough timeline right now. The book is all about Kindles and how to read more books and how to take more efficient notes so you can remember what you learn. And I think this is a very good first book to publish for my niche of digital reading, and I'm very, very excited for it. Now you're probably wondering, why in the world are you writing a book? You just went on about prioritizing YouTube videos. Isn't taking time away to write books bad for your YouTube channel? And to that, I say no. Writing books is my strategy for being able to quit my corporate job. I strongly believe that my portfolio of products will be mostly consisting of books. When I say books, I'm not writing like novels, like 200, 300-page books. I'm writing very short, 100-page or less books. And that is my goal right now. I think if I can write several of these short books on topics related to things I talk about on YouTube, I can sell them. The people buying them will find value in them. I can cross-promote them from my YouTube channel and all my other platforms. It'll just be a very nice product that I can sell that fits so cleanly with my niche of reading. For the longest time, I've struggled with what do I sell online. To make income, you have to sell something. I was originally thinking of consulting, maybe doing some coaching or some online courses on random topics. But when I really thought about it, if I'm making content about Kindles and digital reading, it makes sense to write books because people who watch my videos like to read books. And I really think I can make some useful books on topics that people will be interested in that relate to digital reading. A lot of it is going into topics I talk about on YouTube, but a deeper dive, really discussing the beliefs and the more detailed frameworks that I personally follow when reading. More to come on the book very, very soon. I do talk about it in my weekly newsletter quite a bit, and I'll be announcing it on YouTube when it does come out. I am very excited for this, but also very excited to write more books in the future. This is just the first one. If this strategy does work for me, I intend to make this a regular thing that I do every single year. Another thing I want to celebrate as an accomplishment for the month of February is my ability to publish videos on schedule again. I was really falling behind in January, making videos the same week they were being published. I'm officially now a week ahead, and I intend to keep it that way. And I hope to get back into a 2-video routine very, very soon with my new streamlined approach, but I'm not pressuring myself there. My goal right now is to stay ahead of schedule and not be going constantly running around trying to film something to release a few days later. Being a week ahead is a very, very good thing. The biggest struggle I want to talk about is this demotivation I'm currently facing with my YouTube numbers going down. As I've been mentioning, I've been putting my focus on other priorities like Twitter, my newsletter, things like that, and YouTube has been going down to 1 video a week. And honestly, I know I made the right choice there for a little bit for the reason I talked about mental health, making sure I'm keeping my focus on new things and enjoying myself. That is the most important thing, but it is demotivating to see all these numbers go down, especially when I was doing really well toward the end of last year. This is something I'm realizing is a yearly trend. Every year around this time of the year, numbers tend to go down on YouTube. That is mainly because the holiday rush spikes everything up and people are super interested in buying new things, especially for my videos. I talk about product reviews. People are always looking for product reviews toward the second half of the year. And right now, people are just not buying stuff and no one is really looking on YouTube for those kind of videos. So with that being said, I am not too worried about these numbers going down. It's just really hard to see all these declining numbers. But I think combined with the idea of me getting back into 2 videos a week in the summertime approaching with Prime Day and people looking to buy things again, I really do think my numbers will start going back up. And I do think with my new approach of streamlining my ideas and thinking about more high quality ideas to talk about, I think my numbers will be higher than ever. I am predicting that this will be one of my best years yet. I just really have to go back and focus on YouTube again, and I'm really working on that right now. That's all I got for updates for the past month. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about all these little things. If you want to learn more, check out my weekly newsletter as well as the monthly update playlist. Link for that on the screen right now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.